I believe detachment is a trait that everyone should have, even though it's considered good and bad at the same time. And what I mean by detachment is you being able to remove yourself from a particular situation or from other people's lives that no longer serve you or align with the person who you are at that particular moment. In life, we normally go through different stages, different chapters of our lives, and you'll find that each chapter requires a different version of you, and not everyone is going to fit in with that particular version of yourself. I am the hunter, I am the great unknown. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lizzie. If you're new here, karibu sana. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back for me. Yeah, so the main reason I believe we are afraid of letting go is because we are scared of how is life going to be after I let go of this person or these friends. Am I going to be able to make other connections like them? Am I going to find my real people, or it's just going to be, a cycle and a cycle and a cycle? And we put so much importance on others that we forget about ourselves and the impact that has on us. Like unapata haujishughuliki, you don't really put much effort on yourself like you would put on others. Everything is a matter of making choices, and when you decide that you're going to be yourself, you're going to be important than everyone else, then you're going to be important. Like you won't give others that importance kuliko venye wewe mwenyewe unajipea. You learn to pour back to yourself just like you would pour out to others. And sometimes not even at times, many of the times we think that we are important to others, while on their end they don't really consider you as important, and they act like you'll always be there in their life. So whenever they need you, whenever they want you, whenever they want to hang out with you, they're going to just call you. And I believe there are so many reasons that you have to check to like finally decide that yani nimechoka kufanya hizi vitu zote. You get tired of always being the first to call, being the first one to text, being the first one to initiate conversation, being the first to reach out, making time to hang out. Like hizi ni vitu zenye I believe if somebody wants to hang out with you, ama if somebody takes you as important, ama as serious as you take them, then they are going to also make time. They are going to wataonyesha effort, wataweka effort in short. So it gets to a point whereby you're tired because you're always the first one to do all of these things, and the other person is like, yeah, ako tu atajiavail, yes, but I believe it's not supposed to be a one-way thing, because we are in this together. Hata semi mambo ya relationship, naongelea mambo ya friendship sana sana, because I have had my share experience. I won't even lie. Yeah. And one thing I have learned is that you should always consider yourself. Put yourself first, my dear. Put yourself first, because you're the constant in your life. Watu watakuja, watu wataenda. So look at this situation. People have come into your life. So since ulianza kujielewa, how many people have you met along the way? How many people have you made friends with? How many people have stuck with you all this long? How many people are no longer in your life that you thought that would be forever here with you? Now, ukiangalia utaona you have lost quite a number of friends, quite a number of people along the way. And it's not because maybe you did something wrong. Maybe you did. Maybe you did actually do something wrong, but most of the time it's because that season of your life is over and you have to move to the next season of your life. And in that season of your life, you have to let go of everything else that does not really align with that particular person you are at that moment. And also, as I said earlier, you're not always going to be the good person in other people's story. You'll also find that you're a bad person in other people's story. So the best thing you can do is try to be a better version of yourself and learn from your mistakes, learn from your experiences. Yeah, and just, try and be the best version of yourself. Deciding that you're going to detach yourself from people and situation, it takes a lot of time, and it's not something that you just wake up and decide, wow, sitaongelesha ule sitafanya hivi na hivi. No, it has to be contributed to something that happened, or a pattern that has been there and you're tired of it and you just want to break it. And I've realized that the more you try and hold on to things and people that are no longer serving you, the more it's taking you time to get to those that, those that don't require you to do much. So whenever you think that you're losing something or you're losing someone, remember that you're not entirely losing, because you're making space for those who are meant to be there, those that don't require you to do so much for you to be there. For example, if it's someone you've known for so long and you've been debating, you've been thinking, is it the best decision to let them go? But then you're constantly questioning their actions towards you. So you just have to decide. It's time. Mimi naomba tu nijitoe, sawa? Because I can't continue being there in the hopes that you're going to change, in the hopes that you're going to put in the effort that I've been putting. Kama niyo ku reach out, basically ni ku reach out, because reaching out ni ku text, ku call, hizo vitu zote. And I'm not saying that I always reach out every time, lakini unapata most of the times I am the one doing the most of the work. Wewe uko tu hapo, ukitafuta unapatikana. So what's the point? It doesn't have to work like that, because this is a two-way thing. It's either we are in it or we are not. Atakama sisi ni mabeshte, because sometimes we tolerate so much, all in the name of we don't want to lose this friend. They have been amekuwa rafiki yangu for so long. And in real sense, maybe you're not even friends. You don't even know this person as much as you thought you knew them. And once you've had enough of your share, utajitoa tu. Hata utahitaji kuambiwa na mtu, utajitoa tu. But the good thing is that when you decide to detach yourself from, for example, people, and maybe they are your friends, they're not going to recognize it, or they're not going to know it right away. It's gonna take some time. And when they realize it, they're going to be like, something is missing in their lives, and probably that's because you have not been putting in the effort you normally put in. Because actually when I expect that they also need to put in the effort. Haiwezi kuwa tu ni wewe peke yako unaweka effort. They realize that something is missing out of their lives, and so that's when they decide, oh, let me call them, let me check up on them. So you're like, oh, sijaongea na so and so, let me check up on them. So unapata the access that you had given to them earlier is no longer the same, because you start putting people where they have put you, no longer giving other people importance than you give yourself. When you find yourself questioning about other people's actions, then you have to understand that you have to know when it's time for you to take action, when it's time for you to detach yourself from these situations. Because hakuna haja unajita wewe ni beshte ya mtu ama nyinyi ni marafiki, lakini you're constantly having to question, huyu maybe alisema hivi, alikuwa anamaanisha nini? Like sometimes you don't want to do these things, but we have to, because we have to look out for ourselves. And so if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If there is something that resonated with you, you can write to me on the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe. Stay safe, and until next time, bye bye.
Everybody know that me, I got the blessing. I come with the fire and I'm blessing. Every day, give me challenges, you